Hey guys, BananasFinest here, and welcome to some Starcraft, Heart of the Swarm. Yes, it has been quite a while. I took quite a long break from it after I got into gold, and I just stopped playing it for a while. But I started playing it again. Some of my friends started playing it again, so I played my one placement match, and I got put into silver, which is fine. Just try and work my way up from there. So today, I didn't even see what the map is, but we're playing on this 1v1 map. And I'll put the map in the title so you can see what it is. I don't even know. Against the Zerg player, MightyChiken, and me, Sasori, the Red Protoss down here. Yeah, I played my one placement match, which I won, and I got put in a silver. And then I lost like 3 games in a row. No, I think 4 games in a row, because it kept putting me against the same guy like for 3 of the times. So that was pretty frustrating. But then I watched a Husky Starcraft video, who got me into Starcraft in the first place. And I got kind of a strategy in mind, a different one that I wanted to try. And so that's what you'll see today. Is me going for kind of an aggressive 5-gate that I saw him go for, which I wanted to give it a shot. Because, again, my weaknesses are still the transition from mid to late game, just timings of expansions and upgrades and, higher tier units. I'm not as experienced in those matters. So anyways, getting my gateway at 12 supply, very standard stuff. I sent out my probe to scout just to see what what's going on. I usually don't like to scout this early on a 1v1 map, just because you get there so fast and you can't really see much. So I see the delayed spawning pool, slightly delayed, I guess. So I just want to go and check if he's expanded yet. But anyways, yeah, getting my gas at 14, still very standard. I obviously use the get-go 4-gate, but that doesn't always work too well. I experimented with Blink Stalker and stuff, but something that I noticed is that since my late game is so bad, I've always tried to end games kind of early with some kind of early strategy, not necessarily rushes. I wouldn't really consider 4 gates to be rushes because it's like 10 minutes into the game. Anyways, there goes the spawning pool. But what I did notice is that I pretty much always go for some variant of a 4-gate or like 3-gate with Robo. But I didn't really know how to back myself up if that first push failed. That's usually where I'd crumble. If that first push with a 4-gate failed, then I would just be out. Like, obviously, I'm not very good at this game, but that's just what would happen to me. That's my problem. So I decided I either need to learn how to recover from that and to push on, and timings of expansions and such, which again I'm not very good at. Or I need to go more all in with my first push, and there goes my FPS a little bit. So anyways, getting my double gas at 18. I'm gonna go ahead and start chrono boosting out warp gates. Oh, and another thing I'm trying to do is, instead of waiting to attack and because I get my first initial scout with that first probe, which is still there, and then I just kind of stop, and then I build my 4-gate, and then I go and attack and go, oh, okay, well, here goes it. This time I actually tried building a Stalker, and gonna go in there with a Stalker Mothership Core and just kind of harass and see what I can do, which will start the push later. So as you can see, he did grab his first expansion. He's getting metabolic boost for his Zerglings. Still, just fairly macro style so far. Well, not super macro, obviously. He's getting a Roach Warren, but more conservative, which is again what I have trouble dealing with. If my first initial push fails and they already have a lead on me and blah blah this and that, so that sucks. So I am gonna send my Stalker out to kind of see what I can see. I got 2 more gateways on the way with Warp Gate about 3/4 of the way done. I got my Mothership Core on the way, just in case he decides to come up with anything. I do spot the expansion there, and so I go ahead and get a good look. I see that he's got a Roach Warren going on. I do lose this Stalker. Eventually I try to do some terrible micro, which I do get 1 Zergling, hooray, but that's about it. Setting my Mothership Core out there. And this is something else I've been trying, is putting some forward-placing pylons to more easily reinforce. Now I'm just kind of harassing his expansion, force out some units from him, which he does have some Zerglings on the way. And I think these 2 Zerglings do actually get me because they have speed. But, anyways, let's see. I don't know what this probe was doing. I think I accidentally set my rally point up. No, I think I set him up there to place a pylon, but I just forgot to. Anyways, I still got this probe up here. He was ready to place anything. My Stalker did get taken out, but I have my Mothership Core in place. He has no anti-air. That's why the Mothership Core is so good. Well, I mean, besides his queens. That's why the Mothership Core is so good against Zerg early to do some harassing and stuff, just because, I mean, queens can definitely do some damage, but you can still get some harassing. So I warp in another Stalker, just kind of get up here and see what's going on. He doesn't have his expansion running yet. He only has 1 drone there. So here I'm trying to pull my Stalker back. I go ahead and time warp those Zerglings just to kind of get them off me. I warped in some more Stalkers. And I go ahead and place another pylon up here just to have reinforcements closer in. Meanwhile, back at base, I built 2 more gateways. I'm going for a 5 gate, which you don't see very often. This is pretty all-in at this point. I just want to get this and this because, like I said, I'm weak in the late game. So take out some of the Zerglings, get my Mothership Core pretty low there. And yeah, just still building some probes back. At this point, 26 probes to 21 drones, which is pretty good considering he has a 2nd expansion, which means my harassing has been working and forcing him to build Zerglings and roaches, which he just got 7 roaches just popped. But yeah, anyways, so I'm going to go in here, pop in, see what I can do. That's another thing I struggle with is that a lot of times in fights I will fight to the death, which is not good at all. I lose my Mothership Core. This honestly wasn't going too great. So I do decide to actually retreat, which is good for me because I never do that, and it actually worked now that I actually tried it. So, you know, right now, and this is something new because, like I said, normally I just push in, and if it fails, I'm like, oh, well, I'm done. But now I'm actually trying to do some in and out harassing, and it's working. I took out all of his roaches. He's got 18 Zerglings on the way, though. I didn't quite see that coming when they pop. That catches me a little off guard, so I do go ahead and retreat there. Meanwhile, back at base, you know, still just the same stuff going on. I could take this chance to expand, which I do later. But I still just want to stay very focused on what's going on up here. I'm getting a lot of zealots to counter all of his Zerglings because I saw that big Zergling pop. Okay, so at this point, 21 drones. He's got 14 Zerglings on the field and no roaches, as I did kill all of them. Back at base, I started to actually get some tech. Twilight Council, I do go for Dark Templar. I was pretty proud of myself for this because while I'm harassing him and doing this, I'm actually doing something back at my base. Like that's what you need to do, which I'm sure all of you know, but you can't just expect this to win. You need to make sure that you're still teching up back at your own base so that you have something to rely on in case this fails, which is normally what I don't do. I just rely on this. But I am teching up. My Twilight Council's done. I'm going to go ahead and drop the Dark Council, or the Dark Shrine, my bad. He does have a Hydralisk Den out, so he is going to be getting some Hydras. But that's okay. I got some sentries. I never use sentries for some reason, but they're so good, especially against Zerg, especially in like defensive positions. So again, just kind of popping in, kind of, you know, forcing him to build more army units, trying to get him to not worry too much or you know, spend too much on his economy, because I believe he still is not building that many drones. But anyways, my Dark Council's almost halfway done. Which he doesn't have any detection because he went for roaches and hydralisks, so that's good for me. Again, just popping in, getting the guardian shields up, taking out his hydras and queens and roaches, just trying to do what I can. Obviously, this is only silver rank at this point, so there's not any crazy micro or anything like that. So I start going for his base. I just want to, again, trying to force him to get some units out onto the field. My Dark Shrine, as you can see up there, is just about ready to finish. He has 10 Zerglings on the way. Hydras are very good against Stalkers, so I do decide to back out here and warp in, a big warp in of some more Stalkers. My Dark Shrine has finished, and so let's see, he's got more Zerglings and Hydras on the field. He's only got 3 Hydras, so at this point I can go ahead and take out his expansion, which is really good for me. He never did really get that up and running, so he never took a big economic lead. He does get a round on that that Stalker and does kill me, but I can go ahead and take out his Zerglings here. He starts moving in with more. You can see he's throwing some drones in there, but at this point I've got 3 Dark Templar on the field, so I am going to lose the majority of these Stalkers, if not all of them, but I am able to get my big tech units out on the field and move in there and just take out his economy. which isn't even that much at this point. Like I said, only 20 drones. And so I do go ahead and throw down my own expansion just in case, you know. I figured I'd won at this point, and there it is, the all snap. I figured I'd won, but I just wanted to do that for practice, for getting it down and kind of working off that. So there he goes, and he leaves. So yeah, I was pretty happy about that. I was playing it a little different style than I'm used to, as opposed to just one big attack. And if it wins, it wins. If it fails, it fails. Actually going for some in and out harass to kind of keep him on his toes. Meanwhile, teching back at my base up to Dark Templar, which you can also do with other things like Colossus and stuff would have been good. But I just want to get Dark Templar because that's my main go-to thing. Call it cheesy, whatever. But I really like Dark Templar, especially against Zerg, because not only is it just super good on its own, but if they get detection, you can always morph them into Archons, and Archons just wreck Zerg since they're all biological. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. This is some Starcraft 2 HotS. There will be more coming out as I try and work my way up the silver ladder. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.